working for you. Thanks for joining us. Here with me tonight, Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Al Horford.
Well, what I like about him is that even when he has the ball in the post, he sees the whole court. He's aware of his teammates. He knows where the defense is, and he's constantly trying to get a teammate the best possible shot.
Not only that, but he plays a huge part in their transition game. You know, getting the ball up court in a hurry is his first thought when he gets the rebound in his hands, and he does it very well.
It's the first game back in Atlanta for the Hawks. Looking at their performance last year, they're about where you'd expect them to be, guys. They'd like to take that next step in a positive direction here, Steve, with a win.
And right now, they're in the middle of what could be the most demanding part of their schedule all season. I mean, this is the third game they'll have played in 4 days. You've got to get some sore muscles and tired, weary legs when you're in a stretch like that. But not only the physical fatigue, there's the mental and emotional fatigue, too.
Yeah, we see teams lose their edge a little bit in these situations, and they have to be drained right now because of the schedule.
Horford sets a screen for T. Back to Horford. Williams. Horford with a screen on Bradley. Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. Over Hendricks. And it's Horford again missing.
This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
Now here's Bradley, averaging 9 points per contest.
Well, Mike Budenholzer, you know, the new coach of the Hawks, spent 19 years with the San Antonio Spurs, including 17 as an assistant. Well, you couldn't ask for a better teaching ground than that.
Brand with it, defended by Hendricks. Back to Williams. 5 to shoot. He passes to Horford. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
Well, they needed that one finally. That's just 1 of 5 now overall.
And back to Budenholzer, who's with the Spurs for 19 years. Steve, the Spurs, the winningest team in pro sports over the last 15 years.
Yeah, I'm glad that Budenholzer has finally gotten his chance. I played for him for 4 seasons. He's a guy who loves the game. He's very dedicated, hardworking, and has learned from probably the best coach in the NBA during his time in San Antonio.
Here's Horford. After the made shot from Hendricks. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
To the middle. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Tiny's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And they're nearly perfect from the floor early on. 4 of their first 5 shots they've drained.
T kicks to Williams. Back to T. Now the feed to Williams. Right side, Williams. And the shot falls short this time.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Rondo passes to Hendricks. And Horford pulls it down.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
Bradley against Williams. Pass to T. Back to Williams. Dishes at the Millsap. Oh, that's blocked. Rondo with it. Right now averaging 11 points a game. Humphries kicks to Rondo. Passes it to Hendricks. Back to Rondo. Kicks it out to Bradley. Feeds it to Green. Launches it. They grab their own miss. Bradley can't get it to go.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Whoops, they pick off the pass. Here's Hendricks. Hammers it on to polish off the break.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
I love the way they convert from defense to offense, but that's what happens.
Looking at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a win against the Detroit Pistons.
Seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Celtics, Hendricks, he's in at center. Marshawn Brooks is out there with Jared Sullinger. Then there's Avery Grant, and it's Lee in at the 2. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, guys. Tiny in their last game against the Pacers was simply terrific. He dropped in 26 points, and there didn't seem to be much you could do to stop him, shooting efficiently from both the field and the foul line. He left his imprint on the game as he took over, seemingly doing whatever he wanted to do. Can he do it again, Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance, Clark. He was at his absolute best in this game.
Yeah, and the only thing about having a game like that, Kevin, is that it's almost impossible to duplicate it here tonight.
Well, nobody's expecting that, Clark, and they don't need him to do that. If he's even half as good as he was that night, it should be enough.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And how did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Bogans kicks to Green. Tiny.
Great job capitalizing on that steal and getting the easy points in transition.
Exactly how it should be done after a turnover.
Teague against Rondo. Teague dishes to Brand. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against Indiana.
And across the board in that game, they just shot the lights out. They had a fantastic offensive night.
Yeah, rarely do you see a team get that hot. In total, I mean, everybody was knocking them down. They were spraying it from everywhere.
Pass to Jenkins. He kicks it to Horford. Passes there. Horford dishes to Jenkins. From outside, off the mark.
Well, you know, it's obvious one of the attributes that Rajon Rondo brings to the table is his defensive ability. He's quick on his feet, long arms, excellent hands. He racks up steals and really can get into his man defensively. And he's so smart in how he plays defense. That's what makes him, in my mind, an all-league defensive player.
The Hawks trail by 13. T gets a screen from Horford. And Jenkins kicks to T. He dishes it to Jenkins. Off the left rim and out. Going back to Rondo, a four-time all-defensive selection, twice on the floor.
Oh, ridiculous. Tore it down that time. Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Paul Millsap's checked in for Horford. Mike Scott comes in for Elton Brand. Lou Williams is checked in for John Jenkins. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Jeff Teague. Tiny, defended by Carroll. Kicks it out to Bradley from the arc, and that one's good. Bradley's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, as they continue to dominate, you wonder just how much higher this lead might get.
I think it really could get out of hand, and you can credit their defense just as much as their offense for that.
Here's Scott. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. This is his second attempt at the line tonight.
Well, pretty average numbers for him from the foul line, shooting about 75%.
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
Bradley drives in. Here's Hendricks. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Tiny's got 13 points in just this quarter.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance.
Now, presented by Sprint.
The fun has begun on this Saturday night, and we're...
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. What can you say? Tiny, an impressive effort here today.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
Jeff Teague and Lou Williams, the backcourt. Elton Brand is out there with Horford, and it's Millsap in at the 3 spot. So that's the Hawks 5. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, even though there have been a lot of changes over the past few seasons in Atlanta, the team has rebounded despite the turnover in coaches and players. Al Horford said it came together quickly because of the GM, saying, quote, "We understood he was trying to do some things in a different way." Sounds like they have a good understanding of what they are trying to accomplish here, guys.
A lot of talent, Doris. They're keeping them all working together.
You go back to the 2006 draft when Paul Millsap was taken 47th guy. Now remember, he had led college basketball in rebounding in all 3 of the years he played at Louisiana Tech. 3 straight years leading the NCAA. That's something that never had been done, not even by a 4-year player. And he ended up being drafted 47th. Hard to figure how that could happen, but he's made the most of his time in the NBA.
Here's
What a throwdown there, man!
the rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Yeah, that is Showtime stuff right there. Major highlight reel material.
The Hawks trail by 21.
You know, you think of what a typical Eastern Conference team plays like, and you often think of the Celtics. I mean, they like to slow it up. They'll play hard D and take their fouls when they can. Still, the Celtics last year were just average when it came to playing the rest of the conference.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. Well, back to the Celtics, even as you said, Clark, they do all the things most Eastern Conference teams do well. They just couldn't keep it together, Steve, to finish far above 500 in the East.
Well, losing Rondo was a huge part of it, as they had to adjust their entire offense midway through the season. And I think a lot of it, too, is, you know, the rest of the East has caught up to them, and time is finally catching up to them.
4 on the shot clock. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Tiny's got 25 points in the game.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Millsap sets the pick for Teague. Millsap a screen on Rondo. Teague the pass to Millsap. The dish to Horford. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, you knew with no Joe Johnson in Atlanta anymore, there'd be extra shots to go around. Al Horford got a few of them, and with Johnson's departure, it's one of the reasons he had more field goal attempts than in any season of his career.
Steve, you talked about Horford scoring last season, upping his scoring rate. Clark over 17 points a game.
I really liked his efficiency, Kevin. Remained efficient even as he added to his point totals. He continues to be a very underrated jump shooter. Is a more physical player than he gets credit for being, and that mid-range stroke of his is something that is as good as anybody's in the league for his size.
Williams for 3. There's the bucket. Good. Williams has got 8.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Here's Tiny, covered by Brand. Rondo kicks to Bradley. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Finally a miss, but still 4 for 5 shooting to start this third quarter.
And there's Williams. That's good on the assist by Teague. And that's 10 points for Lou Williams.
And they made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start this half.
Now here's Rondo. Kicks it to Humphries. He feeds it to Green. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Just getting on the court last season was a big triumph for Jeff Green, who was forced to sit out a year after undergoing heart surgery. You look at how he progressed over the season, and he got better with each month. Really inspirational.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Jared Sullinger's checked in for Humphries. And it's Lee in for Avery Bradley. The pass to Mack. The feed to Korver. The Hawks working the ball around. Teague for 3. Another 3 for Atlanta. Going back to Jeff Green, the Celtics had to be encouraged to see the way he progressed as last season went on.
I thought last year was good for him. He emerged confidence-wise. He seemed to take on a bigger role in Boston. And I think he started to justify that 4-year contract he signed with the Celtics.
Right side, Rondo. And stolen by Horford. And now running it up the court, Matt pushing it up. A floater, T. Pass to Millsap. The rebound by Jeff Green. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Gentlemen, for Jared Sullinger, drafted to the Celtics last season, it was a great opportunity to learn from one of the best big men ever to play the game in Kevin Garnett. Sullinger said, "You're learning every day, and as you're seeing what he's seeing, the game slows down tremendously." Fortunately, Jared not the type to take criticism personally, saying, quote, "Because I had Zach Sullinger as a coach," he says, referring to his father James, who taught him the game. And guys, Garnett praised Sullinger's incredible IQ for the game and no-nonsense demeanor. He's fit right in with the Celtics.
Nice stuff, Doris. Thank you. Corver. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Brooks kicks to Rondo. Rondo off the pick from Hendricks. Brooks outside. Sullinger. That's good.
And you love the concentration. Gets hit, but stays with the play.
Yeah, he showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall.
John Jenkins checked in for Atlanta.
You know, we saw the promise last season, Jared Sullinger, a wide body with a really high basketball IQ, just very skilled as a passer and a low-post scorer.
Here's Schroeder. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Mack. Off target from three-point range. Boston leading by 18. Here's Brooks. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. And Matt kicks to Horford. Fades and shoots. And the shot is good. Horford's got 4 this quarter.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Passes it to Hendricks. Millsap's there. Releases. And again, it's Boston converting.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting. That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
And as we end the third quarter, a double.
Next Monday night, November 25th.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Boston.
And they continue to run and gun throughout the game, guys.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
On the court for the Celtics, Hendricks in at power forward. Lee out there with Avery Bradley. Then there's Green, and it's Humphries in at the 5 down low. Really left alone that time. 8 points for Jeff Green.
Well, with him, what immediately comes to mind is the long-range shooting. I mean, he can knock down shots from anywhere, and, of course, that forces the defense to locate him at all times.
And you know what? He's like a tank when he's coming down the lane. Lay into him as hard as you can. You're not going to be able to knock him off balance.
Back to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Again, Williams missing.
I like the defense, guys, really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
Dishes it to Bradley. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Fires for 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Millsap's got 4 rebounds in this game. Clark, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
Well, last year's season series between them was a battle of 2 of the NBA's mid-level teams, and they didn't get the better of it.
Lee off a pick from Hendricks. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Back to Humphries. Feeds to Bradley. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 3rd rebound tonight. These guys were a tough opponent for them last year, Clark, like Steve was just saying.
Yeah, when you're so evenly matched with the team, Kevin, it doesn't make you feel that good to have dropped most of your games against them, because you feel like you should at least win some of the games you play against this team.
Here's Tiny, covered by Brand.
He really is a high flyer, guys. Kind of rare for a power forward, but he needs it because he is undersized.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Boston. The Hawks trail by 21. Pass to Horford. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, I don't get caught up in whether Horford is a power forward or center. All I know is he can ball, and his skill set allows him to be productive and consistent.
So we can't get either to fall. And Horford, a great combination of skill, Steve, and toughness.
Kevin, he's one of my favorite players in the league. Just such a high skill level, but tough. He rebounds, he defends well. He can guard either the power forward or center position. And a winner. Remember, he won 2 NCAA championships at Florida.
Soft touch off the glass. And that's 31 points for Tiny.
All the buckets he's poured in today have put them in a terrific position heading into the stretch.
Williams dishes to T. Six to shoot. Back to Williams. Blocked. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Celtics leading by 23. The pass to Hendricks. Back to Rondo. Kicks it out to Bradley. Back to Rondo. 6 on the shot clock. He passes to Green. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 9 assists now tonight. Atlanta's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Millsap sets the pick for T. And it's sent back by Hendricks.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
And stolen by Jeff T. A minute 50 left in the 4th quarter. Millsap passes to T. He kicks to Brand. And that one's good.
He was 1 step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Celtics leading by 23. Pass to Hendricks. Working on Brand. Rondo kicks to Bradley. Passes to Hendricks. Clock at 6. Bradley. The 3-pointer off the mark.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back.
The stupendous finish in traffic.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Some of the quickest hands in the league on him, guys. And we see it in how often he's able to poke a ball loose, just as his man is going up for the shot.
And he's very much a student of the game in terms of getting to know the tendencies of whichever player he's guarding on any given night, and then gearing his defensive game plan to do what he needs to do to stop him.
He dishes it to Carroll. Kicks it to Jenkins. Jacks up a 3. That's good.
It's interesting. They're like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got energy.
You know, it's not going to change anything, though, other than to make their losing margin a little more respectable.
Bradley kicks to Bogan. There's the dish to Olynyk. Out to Wallace. He feeds it to Bradley. Celtics passing it around. Down low. Got a piece of it. Olynyk defended by Ion. Here's Bradley. Here's Olynyk. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the fans out of the game today, and the closer they get to the win, the quieter it gets.
Yeah, we call that the sweet sounds of silence. They're going to savor this win as well they should. Every road win carries a little extra reward.
Ion gets the bucket.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Bradley gets a screen from Hendricks. Bradley drives in. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Up